there's a question here. Can you talk about the differences between branding and marketing? As a marketing manager, I sometimes have trouble explaining this to our leadership because they don't see the distinctions.
I'm probably in the group that doesn't see the distinction. No. And I think, they're just so reliant on each other. And I think that's why we tend to commingle them. But if I had to put it in my own words, I'd say that branding is creating a visual representation of your solution and your value proposition that resonates with your target audience. Um, that's my definition. Um, and when you create a brand, and you have to think about the brand voice and the brand message and how that brand voice and brand message carries into your corporate identity, uh, flows into your business visualization. And this comes back to Jeremy, one of the earlier questions that was asked about brand continuum, and making sure brands integrated across the board. So um, branding again is making sure that there's clarity in who you are, what you are, and who you're serving, and making sure that that translates into all the mediums and channels and assets that you have. Marketing to me is the deployment of that message, right? It's the creation of the sales funnels. It's the creation of the sales assets. It's the creation of the sales collateral, which we started with. And by the way, whoever started us out with the sales collateral question, I'm sorry it was so early in the morning. It was the first question. I probably didn't do the best job answering that and giving you actual examples of collateral that you can use. So if you want better specific examples, I can shed light on it. But then again, it's what are you using it for, and whether it's a hard asset or a soft asset. And also, I love the briefcase effect, which is when it comes to collateral, making sure that you have assets at the ready, and you are aware of them, and you leverage them as needed. A lot of times we make the mistake, and I've been guilty of this decades ago, where we have amazing collateral, right? We have amazing sales pitches, and what we do is when we have 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour to talk to a client, we just spend the entire time sharing those collateral. We don't take the time to slow down and ask them what their needs are, and then sharing the pieces of our collateral and the pieces of that. I might have this PowerPoint or that PowerPoint or this brochure or that brochure that may resonate more with you and your particular needs than sharing everything with you. So I like the briefcase effect. But again, marketing is the deployment of the plan, whereas branding is the clarity and understanding who your target audience is. And then marketing is the communication of that brand message, as opposed to the brand message is the clarity of who you are, what you're doing, and who you're serving. At least that's my approach. I would venture to say that someone like Sam, our chief creative officer, would maybe even be better suited to answer that question. And this leads me to another important thing. Um, I'm a senior chief marketing officer, and I touch marketing and sales. And I like to think of myself as a mile wide and a few feet deep, right? I have this really broad life experience, business experience. I've been the CEO of a multi-specialty medical practice. I've been a lawyer. I've been a police officer. I've worked in corporate environments. I've worked in liquidations. And I have a very broad and clear understanding of marketing and how it integrates together, and now AI. And it's important to have that person that's a mile wide and a few feet deep, but it's just as important to have the people that are a mile deep and a few feet wide. And there's people that are maybe half mile wide, half mile deep. So there's all sorts of type of people. And when you're creating an engagement with an organization, I'm not Marstudio. There's a whole team of people that are Marstudio. I'm not the only consultant. There's a whole team of people that are consultants, whether it's in content and creative and brand message and marketing and digital and development and SEO. So you and print, you want to make sure that you're able to tap into those different specialties, and understand the nuances. Because Jeremy, I guarantee you, if I went to 5 companies with bona fide internal or external marketing firms, right? And I ask them, define marketing for me. Everyone's going to give a different definition.
Yep.
Is your definition of marketing academic? Did you go to school for marketing, or did you do you have like life experience in marketing? So I think those approaches are very different. And you might,
Mhm.
if you ask Olga, my chief dev officer, how do you distinguish branding and marketing? She's gonna, I think, give you a very different answer than what I would, or give it, articulate. It's it's almost like Bible versions. There's a different translation for the words, right? They're all trying to say the same thing, but there's different translations.
Yeah.
So there's different meanings in some of those words.